welcome to another video. I am Debbie. Today I am going to be working on my converted cross stitch into a diamond painting. I've gotten quite a bit done actually this week. You can see the start of, it looks like a lady who's sitting under a tree here. I've gotten quite a bit more done towards the bottom. Once I get down to the end here, I'm going to go back up to the top and then I'll start working again, going across to the end of the canvas. But I will put a playlist up at the top of the eye and also under the description if you are not familiar with this and you're interested in it, because this is quite a bit different than a normal diamond painting. And the one that I am working on is by Amy Stewart, and it is called A Stitch in Time. And with all of the color changes, I cannot imagine doing this as a cross stitch. I mean, I think it would be kind of fun, but I think that it would be quite a bit of work, especially changing out the colors so much, because this, just doing the diamond painting, I am always, it seems, changing out my drills. Sometimes I will have a lot of drills, and then sometimes I only have one in a 6 section. And so that's kind of where I am today. But to start with, this actually has quite a bit of the same color. So it'd be really nice if it stays that way. I can obviously get more done when the colors are the same, but it is going to be really pretty. And I think that if it weren't for all the color changes, I don't think that this would be as pretty as it's going to be. But you know, who knows when I'm going to get this finished. But I am having a lot of fun with it. And if you're working on a cross stitch conversion, I would love to hear about it. Let's see, I just lost my place. There we go. I'd love to hear what you're working on if you haven't already mentioned it. And even if you have, feel free to go ahead and mention it again. I really want to do a max color next time if I survive this one. But, you know, we'll see. I don't know. I may be working on this for so long that I get tired of it and I'm going to need a break. And that's fine too. If I need to take a break, I will. I'll probably take a break from this for a while just so I don't get burnt out, because this is a large canvas. And if I was smart, I probably would have done something a little bit smaller to get used to this. And then once I got used to it and felt a little more comfortable, then I should have gotten something like this. But no, I have to start out larger than what I really should have. I can't start out small. It's just one of those things that I even did that when I started diamond painting. I did one small one, and then I wanted to see if I liked it, which I did. And then after that, I went directly to a large canvas, and that was Diana with Diamond Art Club. And it's so funny because I thought, this is an extremely large canvas. This is going to take me forever to do. And now that canvas doesn't seem to be very large to me at all, given all of the ones that I have been doing, especially lately. It's like, oh, that's not large. What am I thinking? But it's been fun just to see, look back on what all I've done, what I've accomplished, and where I'm going to go, especially between the channel and my Facebook. I do have a Facebook group that's also named the Crafty Diamond. So if you're not part of the Facebook, feel free to request that. The link is underneath my description, and we would love to have you. I'm on 7 and Alrighty. Okay. Not sure how much I'll get done this week. I'm trying to do a little bit every day, at least 6 squares every day. And it hasn't happened every day, but pretty much close to it for the week, and that was really nice. But I really need to work on my summer with the masters, and then work has started back, so I can't spend as much time as I would like to diamond painting. I still have more time than I would if it were fall or spring. And I also have my competition with one of my students coming up towards the end of June. And so that's already started where we're preparing for that. Atlanta is hosting the competition this year. So because of that, and because I live in Georgia, we are having to do more since we're the ones that's actually hosting. So that's going to be quite interesting of the different things that we are having to do. So I'm going to be really busy. I'm sure I'm going to be exhausted after this. And then the funny thing is going to be, as soon as I get home, I'll have to start preparing for the retreat at the end of the month. So by July, I am going to be really tired. But it'll be a good tired, so I don't mind that so much. Okay, I'm down here on the second one, here, right here. It's nice once I get some drills down, then I've gotten to where I'm not counting every single one each time, because once I get the drills down, I feel comfortable with where the drills are, that I have them in the right place. Then I can just look on my pattern keeper and see where everything goes. One thing that I have noticed, I don't know if it's because of my Kindle Fire or if it's just how it is, but some of the colors that show up on my pattern keeper once I mark it off as done, the colors aren't the exact same colors. That's a DMC. And that gets me a little confused. I'm looking for a specific color and it's not that color. So that's a little different. And I'm sure it's just my tablet. And once I figure that out, it's like, okay, it's not so bad. I just have to remember that I may not necessarily be looking for the same color, but I know the area that it should be in. Oh, this is nice. There's several of number 434. So that's going to help me out tremendously so I can look. And I cannot read and diamond paint at the same time. But I will start in. And Lori says, "Hi Debbie, I'm following along as I work on my shell basket by Diamond Art Club. You're really moving along on your cross stitch conversion. She's so glad that I've decided to work on this on Saturdays. I hope you enjoy the retreat that is coming up." Thanks so much, Lori. And yeah, I couldn't decide for a while if I wanted to keep doing this every Saturday, because by doing this one on Saturdays, you are getting basically 2 whip and chats from me a week. And I didn't know if that would be too much for everybody, if that would not be something that you'd be interested in, because that would be pretty much an hour on each of the whip and chats. And I just kept going back and forth, but then I thought, I really am enjoying this. I think several others are, and it looks like that it's getting quite a bit of watch time. And I don't really do it for the watch hours, but I just want to make sure that you're going to enjoy it, or there's not any point in doing it. And I enjoy doing this because I know that on Fridays, I may not get anything else done diamond painting wise, but I know I'm going to get this done because this is the day that I'm going to record these. And I like to be on a schedule, so that makes it a little bit easier. That way I know what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so that one, and that makes it a lot easier for me. I don't have to think about what am I going to do this week. I am trying to set up a schedule to where I know what I want to do, and that makes it so much easier for me that I don't have to think about it. That one goes there. The help I had gotten, I probably need to get another glue dot. That's okay. Okay. Okay, let me get this one started here. I'm on row 1. That's right. Okay. So thanks, Lori. Carrie says, I'm going to have so much fun on the retreat. She has found it very easy to talk to me. She thinks that I'm easygoing, so she doesn't think that I will have any problems at the retreat. And I don't think I will either. I was just a little concerned because I am the type that I don't really talk to you if I don't know you. I'm just not one of those that can just come up and just introduce myself and just start talking. So sometimes it just seems a little awkward. But I think for the retreat, even though I don't really know anybody personally, I know them just because. If that makes sense. I mean, I know because of their channels, there's going to be some sponsors there that I know. I don't know why this is doing this. I hope there's not a problem with my tablet, because it is fairly new. It just doesn't want to go ahead and let me click on the actual symbols, and doesn't want to give me the little check mark so I can mark it off that I did it. Let's see. That one's too far up. It's like I'm struggling today for some reason. I don't know what the deal is. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I think I'll be fine with retreat. I really do. I don't think there's going to be that much of an issue. I am really starting to look forward to it. We actually had a retreat meeting, and that was a lot of fun. I need to move this one over. We had the retreat meeting on Wednesday, and I wasn't able to attend the meeting, but I was able to watch the replay, gave us some important information, and then it's just getting real now because we're talking about roommates and who's going to be what, who's going to be there, and that kind of thing. So that's when it's really getting to be a lot of fun. It's getting to be real. I'm still going back and forth of what I'm going to work on. One day I know, the next day I don't. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to work on, but I'll get it figured out. I'll have to get it figured out soon. There's so much brown in here this time, which I am perfectly happy with that, but it's hard to tell what is what. Let's see, that is going to be 8. I need to go to row 8. That can't be right. 1, 2, row 3. That's here. And then we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see. I mean, this is real today. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with this. Okay, so the next one is from Christina. Christina says she just started diamond painting about a month ago. and she loves it. She's addicted. She says she's thinking of doing a cross stitch conversion, and she wants to know if it's too difficult for a beginner. She did get some Josephine Wall canvases from the one with the diamond painting and one from Diamond Painting Deutschland, and they're huge. She's going to put both aside so she can practice and get better. And she's seen the cross stitch conversions and her interest is piqued. And she is a new subscriber and she enjoys my videos, and she says, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much, Christina. And it is definitely addicting. When I first started diamond painting, I thought, I'm just going to do this for something to do. I was bored one day, and then before I knew it, I had a huge stash. And then I decided I was going to go ahead and start doing videos. And so I love to diamond paint. I really do. And a cross stitch conversion can be for anybody. You can get different sizes. And Jaded Gem Shop, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jaded Gem Shop has really good drills. I have bought some drills from her shop, and I have another cross stitch conversion, which I probably should have done that one first before I started on this one, because that one is smaller. It is a princess panel. So that probably would have been the way for me to go, but went ahead and did this one. But now Jaded Gem Shop has some mini cross stitch conversions, and she has everything already set up. She already has the drills for you, and she already has the size and everything. So all you have to do is decide which one you want, and then everything is there for you. Now, I haven't purchased one of those. I don't know if the pattern comes with it. You may have to go and purchase the pattern, and she would tell you, which pattern to purchase and everything. That I'm honestly not sure about, but to have all of the work done for you is really big, because you have to decide on where you want to purchase the canvas. Then you have to decide what size, you have to calculate it, and how much extra you want, and then the drills, how many you need, and if you want to consider doing extra drills and all of that. So the first time that you do it, you may just want to say, just let Jay do it, and the next time you can do it. But that's, it's up to everybody, of course, to make their own decisions, how they want to do theirs. But I do know, let me make sure I've already got this one, and I do. I will purchase more from her, especially on the princess panels. But right now, I have just got to slash this stash. That's going to be my new motto, slash stash. And Christina, welcome to the world of crazy diamond painting. It is a lot of fun. It's not for everybody. My husband said that he'd rather gouge his eyeballs out than have to diamond paint. I tried to get him to diamond paint with me one day. I'm like, why don't you just go ahead? It will be fun. You will enjoy it. And he was just, no, not going to happen. Not going to do that. And it's just not something that he cares anything about. And I knew he wouldn't like it. So there was no doubt. I didn't think he would really care for it. Okay, so that's that. That one goes over here. I'm going to wait on that one. But I diamond paint as much as I can. My daughter loves to diamond paint. My oldest daughter, I gave her a kit, and she works on it every now and then, but not very often. She just has other things that, she'd rather do, and I totally get that. Especially with her working, she likes to game. So you have to decide, what you want to work on. And I have so many other things in my craft room that I've just decided I've got to determine what is it I really want to work on, and then what I'm not working on, and try to share the wealth and give some things to other people, like scrapbooking. I'm not going to ever do that. And maybe somebody really is looking for something, and maybe that, they just can't pay for it right now for, whatever reason. Maybe they have small children. And so I thought that would be really good. I'm going to do that, which I've been doing quite a bit this week. That's going to go underneath this ground. That one goes there. An accountant who cannot count. That is just great. Some of these I've noticed I've got them on the wrong section. Starting off was just brutal for me today. I don't know why. There should not be a reason. I think a lot of this, because his browns look a lot alike, and that does not helping matters at all. That's going to be... But let's see. Yes, I am an accountant, and can't count. That is not really good. 1, 2... And it's really funny because when I do this and I am not on doing my videos, I can just like sail right through these, but not when I am on video. It's like I've never done this before. So I find that to be kind of funny in itself. Okay, let me do one more and then I'm going to get back to my comments. This is going to be a very choppy whip and chat. I may end up having to go in and do something about this because I'm not sure how much I'm crazy about how this whip and chat's going. It is all over the place. All right, 4:36. Elizabeth says, "Good morning, Debbie." She finds a cross-stitch conversion to be very interesting. She said if she were to do a cross-stitch conversion, she couldn't do anything else. And a lot of times I have to just sit and concentrate. I can't really talk to family or do a lot because I am trying to get this done. And that's probably why I'm having a hard time today. I don't know, I shouldn't be, but it is definitely something to think about. And then she says right now she is diamond painting Bubblegum Spaniel. She loves the canvas. And I missed out on that one. And I saw Daphne with Diamond Painting Anonymous that she was doing Bubblegum Spaniel. And I thought that was so cute. But I did not buy that one. I thought about it, but I did not get it. And now I kind of regret it. But it'll be a while before I can work on it anyway. So it's probably a good thing that I didn't get it. And Elizabeth says now that she's working on that canvas, she is now wanting a spaniel, Cocker Spaniel. We had a Cocker Spaniel a long time ago. I was very young, actually. I had already gotten married, and we decided on a Cocker Spaniel. We went to a pet store in the mall, and that was way before I knew about, don't go to a pet store. You want to get a pet you really should get a pet, from your local shelter. And we just went ahead. We were there and we saw this little dog and thought that he was the cutest thing ever. He was the only male dog that I've ever had. And because of him, I swore I would never have another male dog. That when we get dogs, I want just females. And I don't know if it was just because of him, if his little antics or whatever, or if male dogs were mostly like him, but he kind of shunned me away from male dogs. And he was a sweet dog. His name was Dudley. We had another dog that we did get from the shelter. She was our first dog and a little bit older than Dudley, and they played very well together. But she was a Sheltie mix, And ever since then, I wanted a collie. And so now I have a collie. But it was really cute because her name was Dusty. His name was Dudley. They look so funny together just because of the size and everything. I thought it was really funny. Okay. Also, Elizabeth says that she's going to be starting on Pride by Tim Kofi for Pride 23. Both of those canvases are snack sizes. And she's trying to find out how to sign up for Summer with the Masters. And she has a canvas, Cafe Terrace at Night by Van Gogh. Let's see, she's not going to join any events in August or September because she is going to be going to Hawaii. And that's a place I've never been. We've talked about it, but we have never been to Hawaii. And I would eventually like to go. I think that would be a lot of fun. It would be a really nice vacation for our family. And we definitely talked about it. But it sounds like Elizabeth says that she has a timeshare. So she pretty much gets to go, I think she says she goes every year on her timeshare. And she is ready to go. She's already making plans. She likes to fly on Delta. I think she said Delta only. And she goes out of Los Angeles Airport, LAX. I've actually been there once. I had to change planes. And that was most confusing to me. I thought that Atlanta Airport was confusing, but LAX to me was really confusing. I don't know why, but it was pretty confusing to me. Let's see. And I really don't fly that often. I used to many moons ago when I worked in an office. I had to fly quite a bit every quarter, but now I don't have to. But I can still find my way just fine in and out of the Atlanta airport. And I don't have a problem with Atlanta airport because that was the first time that I flew was out of Atlanta. So I didn't know any different. I thought, well, this isn't too bad because, I didn't know that other airports were different from Atlanta. Going through a lot of numbers here. Let's see, 720 has a few. I've got to fill up these little pots again too. So thanks so much, Elizabeth. And let me go into another one I finished. We have wrapped up our Josephine Wall event. So going forward, you won't hear about comments on that one because we've gone through all of those comments except the ones I'm about to do may have a few of those on there because that was the end of the event. We had just finished, so you may hear those, but other than that, I am done with the Josephine Wall event. That was a lot of fun. Now I'm trying to get back to my other canvases that I put off, and also need to get back to my Josephine Wall because I did not finish it. But I'm thinking of doing another event. There's something that kind of came up that I may end up doing in October. And then Angie, with Angie's Crafting with Diamonds, she was one of my co-hosts. She is doing another event as well. And she has invited me to be a co-host. And that's going to be a lot of fun. That is going to be in November. And she hasn't really announced too much of the information on that one yet. But she does have an event set up, or a Facebook set up for the event, I should say. And that one is going to deal with extra bling on your canvases. So if you like to add extra bling on your canvases, then you're probably going to like her event that she has set up. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think that it's going to, let's see, where am I? It's 1 and 2. I think that it's going to be close enough to like Christmas and even around the holidays to where you can do basically any type of a kit that you want as long as you add extra bling to it. But she has a new Facebook group as well, so I'll put that one underneath the eye and put what that's for if you're interested in that one. I don't have enough information really to tell you guys anything other than she is on the calendar for diamond painting events. So that makes it really nice that she is on the calendar. So we know that it's up there. Alrighty, let's see. Oh good, 780 has something to where I can work with. These colors are going to be really pretty. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this is going to come out. I am trying to decide what all I really want to do when it comes to events, because I said I wasn't going to do this and I have already, but I said I wasn't going to get wrapped up in a lot of events. I'm just going to work on what I want to work on and work on some things that has been in my whips for a long time and that I really just need to finish. And then here I am deciding on other events and deciding on my own events kind of thing, participating. But I just enjoy events. And I really don't take part in the event. I mean, I don't sign up or anything like that. But I just really enjoy all the different events because it's fun when you're working on something and somebody else in the community is too. I really do like that. But then it also can be an issue because of the fact that I'm not going back to the ones that are on my list. And that's what I really need to do. That's something I should really focus on, and I'm just not doing it. All right, let's go to another comment. Okay, Kimba says, great whip and chat. The wedding your daughter attended sounds amazing, and a beach house. And then we discussed that with my younger daughter, Paige. She is left-handed, but and that's her dominant hand. And she has never been able to do anything with her right hand. I mean, not very much, but she was diamond painting with me and I looked over and she was actually using her right hand. And so I asked her what she was doing and she said, oh, I just got tired and I decided to try using my right hand. And she said, it's working okay. And so I thought, I don't know if others that are left-handed are able to use both. And so Kim said that she can, but that she's not able to do the same thing with both hands. She is able to use both hands for different things. So I think that's really cool. And there really wasn't anybody in my family that I know of that was ever left-handed. But my ex-husband, their dad, his twin sister is left-handed. And so there has to be something, I'm assuming, in his family because that his sister is left-handed and now Paige is. So that was really cool. And you don't meet that many people that are left-handed. And Paige, when she realized that, she was using a different hand than her sister when she was younger, she was really upset. She said that she was different, and she was just really upset. She said she felt really silly, and she felt, out of place, and that she was a freak because she used her left hand. And I told her, no, that is not true. For starters, we don't use that word in our house ever. And then another thing is that you're special because not very many people are like you, and you should be glad for that. It's not like everybody else is left-handed and most people are right, and so you're very special that way. So now she thinks that's really cool, and then whenever she sees somebody that is left-handed, she gets really excited because they are like her. And it's not easy when you are not used to people that are left-handed and you don't have anybody really to ask, and trying to teach her how to do something, it is not easy for me. And I'm not going to call his sister and ask her. That would be very awkward. And definitely not least. And she really doesn't have much. She doesn't really call the kids and talk or anything like that, so they can't ask her. So it's just one of those things. I just have to find somebody, and now I do. Now I know Kim, and so I can ask Kim, well, how am I going to help Paige with this if she's left-handed? And maybe Kim will be able to answer that question for me. All right. The next one is Jamie says Jamie did not buy any, and that's for Diamond Art Club anniversary. And one that she liked the most is Moon Goddess. It was sold out. She thinks it was sold out 10 minutes after it was available. It is on her wish list. She doesn't need to buy any more until she finishes some of her stash. She's trying to resist unless it's a painting that she really loves. And she enjoyed the chat, and thanks for keeping her company. And I was really proud of myself because I didn't buy anything either, which is really good for me, that I did not. And sometimes I will buy something, or I did in the past, and then I did it mainly because I was afraid that I was going to be really upset if, I missed out. If it was a one-of-a-kind thing and it was not going to come back, then I thought, okay, so now what? And now it's like, okay, I have enough of my stash. If I miss out on that one, there'll definitely be something else that's going to come along that I will like either as much or even more. And I have just decided that my stash, it has truly, truly gotten out of hand. So I have really got to get that in a better perspective. I cannot keep buying, and then I just have all of these diamond paintings laying around. I have no place to put them anymore. I had shelves that my husband has built for me, and they are pretty much full. So I have room for what I have, but unless I work on something else, then I am not going to have enough room for any new ones. And what I have now, I would probably never, ever get all those finished, especially if I keep buying. Now, if I quit buying, yeah, I'll be able to get them finished. But if I keep buying on them, I will not be able to. Because I'm not that young, not horribly old, but I'm not that young either. So it's just one of those things. I've just got to just stop and see what I really want and see what, I don't need. Like, I have so many mermaids, different mermaids. It's like, okay, how many mermaids does one really need? And there's only so many mermaids, the way mermaids look. So I need to buckle down. So I totally get it. And next is Kat. And Kat says, "Hi Debbie, thanks for the great vlog as always." And her hubby has severe anxiety when it comes to going to the dentist or even calling the dentist to make an appointment. She feels bad for him, especially since their dentist is very gentle and takes more of a holistic approach than the average dentist. Good job not buying any Diamond Art Club kits this past weekend. I did the same as you and did not purchase any. None of the kits really appealed to me, and I have plenty in my stash to keep me busy for a while. Have a great week. Thanks so much, Kat. And yeah, I was mentioning on my whip and chat that I am just not crazy about going to the dentist. I don't guess anybody is, but I just really to get anxiety just calling the dentist, and there's no reason. I've never had a bad experience with a dentist. I just don't like to go. And when I walk in and I hear all of the instruments and things, and it's just, that's all it takes. And I'm like, I just want to leave. And so every 6 months, I just cringe because it's that time to go to the dentist again. But it's just something that I've always been that way, even when I was a kid. And when I was younger, we didn't have dentists like my kids do. They just don't realize. Well, Madison now goes to an adult dentist, but when they were younger, they went to a pediatric dentist, and they got to play games on the from the ceiling. They got to watch TV while they were having their teeth cleaned. Then they got all these presents and things. So of course, if you get a present, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to the dentist? And of course, it was mostly junk, but the kids didn't know that. And then they'd give you it was a coin. It wasn't, real. It was like a plastic coin. They'd give you that, and then you could go and you'd put it in their bubblegum machine, and you'd get another prize that came out of that. And so, the kids, they didn't mind going to the dentist because they could sit and play games. And they got out of school early to go and play those games. So it didn't bother them at all. And Paige doesn't mind going, which is really good because sometimes with special needs kids, it becomes more difficult. And for her, it did. It was difficult for a while till we found somebody that we really liked and she could really trust. And then she aged out. So we had to start all over again. But I have a dental appointment coming up, and that is just going to be lovely. Let's see. Angie says, "Glad you were able to resist purchasing." And that's on Diamond Art Club. And then Janine says she bought 4 and she wanted to get more. And she thinks she bought the ones that I mentioned. And there were some that I really liked, and I came really close to purchasing. But then when I decided, well, let me just see if they're still there later, then I might purchase. And they were sold out. And so that works for me because I wasn't upset. I was kind of glad because I missed out on them, which sounds kind of weird. But lately, I hadn't really wanted to purchase anything, which is very unusual, definitely unusual for me. But I am good with it. Okay, let's see. I need to start over here. And I'm starting at the very top here, right underneath here. Okay, let me get these done. I'm glad I just decided to do 3 squares today because it's like I'm struggling on this. I hope I'm doing okay and haven't missed any. I need to put another glue dot in, but I am not doing that right now. Let's see. I'm glad this is finally having some more yellow, giving me a break from all of the browns that are in here. I don't think we're doing anything this weekend, but I would like to work on this diamond painting as well as my summer with the masters. I haven't gotten very far on that one, and I really need to. I started working on that a little bit more last night. I finished almost the first row, so it'd be really nice if I could get more of that one done. And I've been concentrating, I've just been going back and forth. I work on this one in the mornings, and then I've been doing a lot of organizing in my craft room and working. Let's see. Kristen says they didn't buy anything from the anniversary sale. Nothing really grabbed her. She has 7 paintings in her stash. She wants to start a conversion from a really cool pattern from an Etsy shop that looks like a paint pour, but that would be really pretty. She says she has no clue how people afford to purchase canvases every week. Her hubby says he wants to retire someday, and they can't pay for food with old diamond paintings that she never got around to doing. Diamond Art Club has probably pushed many people into debt with their FOMO mentality. She tries not to look, so she's not tempted. And I don't know if I don't really think that it is necessarily Diamond Art Club's mentality, but I think it's just the part of sales. And I think that's what they all do. They all try to get you. And Dreamer Designs had some really pretty ones lately. And they are huge. Most of the ones that are coming out are just really large. And I haven't bought anything from them in a long time either. And I do enjoy Dreamer Designs. Those are really nice. I think they're good quality kits. But again, I just do not need anything else. And if we ever decide to move, it's going to be a major pain for me to move all of my diamond paintings. But I love the ones that I'm doing, so that is something else too. I don't want to get rid of any of them because I like them. It's just finding the time to do them is the issue that I always have. Just finding that time. Okay, let me look at this one. I'm going to get back to these comments. I'd like to get these comments done so that way I'm caught up on comments. That would be really nice. All right, so there's that color. Let's see what else. Next color is 919. There's a couple there. Getting a little bit closer. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Okay. The next one, thanks so much, Kristen, for your comments. I do appreciate it. And then Carrie says, Carrie got Moon Goddess in Christmas Village. I really liked Moon Goddess. And Moon Goddess reminded me of a Josephine Wall. And then I thought, how funny if I were to get Moon Goddess, because right now I'm doing moon themes back to back. And it just happened to work out that way. It didn't really mean to. It was just, it's funny that it just happened to be that way. And I thought, if I got Moon Goddess, that's going to be really strange because that's going to be one more that I'm working on that is moon related. But I may end up getting it in the future, but it's not going to be anytime soon. They did have some really nice releases. So thanks so much, Carrie. And Renee says that she's doing great. Today was her last day for the school year. Tomorrow is her first day for summer break. And I know that as an instructor myself, I really look forward to summer breaks, although we don't have much of one as an actual break. But with the summer courses, all of my summer classes are online. So in a way that is a break because I'm not going into the classroom. And so that, it's different because I'm used to going into class, but I also am used to teaching online. But it's nice because I don't have a certain time that I have to rush and be in class, and I can help students more online because I'm not rushing to go to class. And then I also get to work from home some, and it's just more of a laid back atmosphere when you're working the summer term. Let me see, the next one is Anonymous is Cool. I like that. Anonymous is Cool got Mooncatcher. That's definitely a very popular one. And thanks so much to Anonymous is Cool. As far as my diamond painting goes, am I 9:38? As far as diamond painting goes, for the next couple of videos, I have, of course, this one that is out, and then I have one that's coming out on Monday, and that one is going to be organization on my spear drills. I need to do some organization on my crystals, on all of them really. I've revamped how I'm doing a couple of them. And so I thought, well, I will just go ahead and do that on Monday. I started working on revamping my rounds because they definitely needed it. And started working on that off and on this week. I didn't do a video on that. I was going to and ended up not doing it. But that one, I am going to do some more videos on organizing, and that will be on the squares. I wanted to make sure before I decided to do it online that I want to make sure that I liked how I was doing it. So I went ahead and did the rounds, and I do like how I did it. And it took me a while to decide what I wanted to do, but I figured it out. And so we will do that together soon on a video. That is going to come out on Monday. And then Tuesday will be my regular whip and chat where I go over things that we did over the weekend and the week. So that's going to be, that'll be upcoming. And then I have a kitting up on Thursday that I want to do. And that's going to be over the rounds on that project that I'm going to start working on with a diamond painting shop canvas. And I wanted to start on it earlier than what I'm going to be able to, but I really needed to finish up the Josephine Wall event first before I took on another large undertaking. And now I'm working on Summer with the Masters, so that's a pretty large one too. Okay guys, I'm going to call it good for today. I have just a little bit left, but we are really close to the hour mark. I don't want to keep you longer than an hour. I think that is probably long enough, or more than anyone probably wants. But I've gotten all of this done, so I think I did pretty good today. And I'll finish this up later on this evening and probably go ahead and work on some more of this down here. I think that this over here is starting to look like a horse. And I don't want to look at the actual rendering because I want it to be a surprise, even though I've looked at it several times. But I want it to be a surprise whenever I'm looking at it. And hopefully the more that I get further along this week, I'll be able to see more on this. And we need to think of a really creative title that I can use for the Saturday's videos, because I don't want to call this a whip and chat, because it's not really a whip and chat. It is, but I'm more so chatting about from the comments. But I want something that will go with the converted cross stitch. So I'm thinking of something that I can use and that will be for my Saturday playlist. If you can think of something, put it down in the comments and we can definitely look at it. Thanks so much for spending time with me today and for keeping me company. I really do appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great weekend. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.